Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition. Oh, I'm roused on this one. Today we're doing the BUSSE SOB. Super fired up. Listen, I want to jump into it quickly, so let's do this. There was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, stats are everywhere. We talk about it every day. What does that mean? It means we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And vets, all that means, man, is we love you. You have a place here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo, all to the chagrin of many, and that's okay. It's all right to disagree from time to time. How do you do it, Scab? Well, I don't break the damn law anymore. And if I do, because I accept responsibility. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So here's the deal, guys. This is a sample sent to me by JR. JR made this possible, as he does so often. And dude, thank you so much. Super appreciative. Now, since I have started the channel, which in June is going to be 3 years. I know it seems like I've been on here for a millennium. I haven't. 3 years. I have wanted to show and use and try out a BUSSE. Now, they don't make this model anymore. I don't care. Okay? Don't care. I know all about everything that everybody's going to say negatively. They're hard to get. The secondary market pricing's outrageous. All of that stuff. That's fine. It's my channel. I'm not here to show you the latest and greatest new $5 knife. I want to bring you some of the best knives that I know how to bring you. And again, JR, thank you so much for doing that. And the truth is, guys, there's going to be knives. I have a grail list of knives that I want on the channel. Not necessarily want to own, but I want on the channel. This is one of them. It is in INFI steel. And let me give you some specs real quick. Let's get that part out of the way. It's 3/16 blade stock. The overall length is 9 3/4. The blade length is 4 3/4. The cutting edge is 4 inches. The blade width is 1 3/8 inches. The handle length is 4.5 inches. The inner grip is 3 3/4. The handle width is 7/8. Now, it is G10 handle scales. I love that orange. Typically, I'm weird with orange, but I love what they've done with it here. Now, you can see this thing is sharp as shit. If you are new here, please understand this. I never pretend to be anything that I am not. We don't do anything scientific. I am not an expert in anything other than sheer good looks and melodious tones. What I do is I take a knife, I cut as much stuff as I can. We stab, we cut, we slice, we chop. And then I give you my thoughts on the knife. Again, not an expert, don't pretend to be. Here's the truth. I don't give you my opinion on the company. Unless I've done 10 to 15 reviews, I really don't. We talk about the product in hand. I don't care about anything else because I don't speak on things I don't know. Here's a couple things to know about this knife, though, that I absolutely am blown away by. I don't know much about BUSSE as a company. I don't come to you that way. I don't do a lot of research before I do my reviews. There's a point to that. I do know this. I know that this is I don't know if it's called INFI or INFI. We'll call it INFI. That way I don't sound incredibly stupid. I know that this steel is their proprietary steel. That's one of the big reasons I've been wanting to check it out. I also know that most of their edges come with a 25-degree edge bevel per side. Now, JR bought this on the secondary market. The previous owner had reprofiled it to 19 inches per side. 20 inches per side is usually a pretty good utilitarian edge. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little nervous with it being 19. Now, is that a big, huge difference? No. Y'all know that. I know that. But when you start thinning them out, and we do what we do, like we're cutting, this sandblast hose here is still belted. Again, if you're new, what you're going to see is a bunch of industrial type mediums cut. That's just what we do. I'm going to tell you this, and I've heard a lot about it, but we don't repeat shit we've heard. I just don't do it. It doesn't bring anything to the video, in my opinion. I am overly impressed with this heat treat and the steel and the sharpness. Now, I cut myself. I've been doing that a lot lately. Again, I'm not an expert, don't pretend to be. I do know I'm going to have to start slowing down, paying more attention, because this thing cut the shit out of me. But that's my fault. It's not the knife's fault. And it comes sharp. Now, this is a heavy-duty extension cord. I just thought we'd give it a couple whacks. Of course, I missed 2 or 3 times. Thank God I didn't edit that out. That's always a good feeling when you can show just what a dumbass you are. And Scabber will do it several times. Let's talk about the handle. Let's kind of focus in here. The handle's G10 handle scales. It has a nice palm swell. Really fills up the hand very, very, very well. The measurements that I took, guys, I do with a tape measure just so I can see it myself. It's got a 4-inch cutting edge, but it seems a lot bigger than that. This knife cuts and acts a lot bigger than what it is, and you can see that edge is gorgeous. You can also see that it's been reprofiled, right? And I'm glad they did. They thinned it out really nice. It's really, really, really a solid working edge. And let's talk about that pommel. It may not be what you call it, it's what we're going to call it. This is full tank construction. The pommel is perfect for a combat knife. It's a get off me pommel. What does that mean? If you're caught in a bad situation and you've got the butt end of that knife, you can do a couple quick strikes. I promise you, they're getting the hell off of you. Now we're doing the John Peters stab test. We opened up the video stabbing a tire. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I just find what I can find, guys. I don't seek certain things out. I don't cherry pick my mediums. If it's there, we cut it. Steel belted tire. It was a 10-ply tire off of a trailer. You seen it bounce the first time I stabbed it. You see me throw it into the semi-mat and it bounced. I want to show you everything, especially with this knife. Now, been working hard lately on getting a little bit better on the rhythm of the video, editing it down, showing you certain things, giving you better portions. Here's the thing. When you have a knife like this, at this price point, at this availability point, I want to do everything on camera. There are parts I sped up a little bit to make it flow a little better, but this is a lot of money in hand, okay? And so I don't want to do anything to mess up a knife and it not be on camera. Now, nothing happened. There was no chip. Here's what kind of impressed me. It's not that there wasn't any chips or rolls or anything like that. It's how sharp the knife stayed all the way through. And there's my Bam Bam stick. Again, big shout out to What's the Point EDC. Love that guy. Love Frank. Good dude. It's how sharp it stayed throughout the video. It kept that super sharp edge. And there's some of that good Canadian bacon. By the way, Matt Pearson, Blazes and Blades. I've seen his lovely wife this morning is keeping the channel going. Please go over and subscribe to Matt Pearson, Blazes and Blades. Brother, we miss you. We love you. We wish you were here, and our thoughts and our prayers are always with Miss Jessica and the kids. Now, right here, I wanted to do just some chopping. Okay, took a 4x4, not trying to chop it in two, just some straight, flat whacks. Guys, if you'll notice with me, on a lot of videos, I'm not going for speed, I'm not going to cut it in two. I do a lot of flat slaps, straight directly on that edge. I just want to see what it can take. We're going to do some batoning, some heavier duty batoning. What I tried to do is start off with light cutting mediums and then move my way through and get gradually tougher up until we get into some batoning, and then again we finish with the cutting of the paper. The knife performed amazingly. There's no hot spots in the handles. It's really, 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 really well done. I absolutely love this knife. Now, I'm not a veteran, never pretended to be, never have been. I've been stabbed a time or two or jugged. I can't say stabbed, probably poked would be the better word. and cut. Okay, so I can't come at you with hey, this is a great combat knife or this, that, or the other. I know this. It's a great utilitarian knife. I know that for a fact. Some bitch held up incredibly well. For a 4-inch blade, it really chopped very, very well. Now, this was a part that I wanted to show you, and I probably could have edited some of this out, but again, with the price point and all that, and I wanted to show you what this knife took and how, Scabbard can be a dumbass sometimes. That 4x4, while yes, it is pine, it is also a pressure-treated 4x4, and we tried to baton down into some knots. I really, really, really wanted to put pressure on the edge, and here's the thing. Here's the truth. Certain knives, I've done this long enough, again, please understand what I'm saying. I've not developed any kind of expertise, but I have developed a feel for a knife. And I can't really explain it to you, but from the time I pulled this knife out of its sheath, I had full confidence in the knife. I had full confidence in the steel. Again, and it goes back to what we talked about the other day with just vibes. This is definitely a vibe knife. Price has nothing to do with it. Availability, name, none of that. This is just a knife. If you handed it to me, if you took the name off of it and you handed it to me, I'm going to vibe with it. It feels good in hand. Now, let me say this. Will it strike a ferro rod? Yes, absolutely. My ferro rod is shot. I've got to get with Ron T. Sawyer or Nathan or somebody and get me another one. Son, I have scraped the ferro straight off of this. Now, you can see a few sparks, and this was not a good representation, but it will strike a ferro rod. It really will. I happened to use the worst ferro rod I had, and for that, I do apologize. Beautiful knife, man. Good Lord, that's a beautiful knife. Now, we got about a minute left. We're going to do our apple peel. I'm going to cut it after the first peel breaks off. I go to the worst apple store in the world. This one was so bad I had to stop. I thought I had it, thought I was on a roll, and I hit a bad spot of the apple. And guys, here's the truth. When I do these apples, I buy them that day. So it's not like they've sat for a while. I'm going to quit buying them from the damn convenience store. Listen, 45 seconds, final thoughts. JR, brother, thank you so much. This is one of the most comfortable, toughest, sharpest knives I've ever demonstrated. Thoroughly impressed. I hope I can do another one. But if I never do another BUSSE in my life, I'm sold on them. That's a fact. I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. If you don't believe in that kind of thing, may the universe give you a handy. I'm Scab. You're not. I'm gone, son. Love y'all. They are. Thank you again, brother.